Hey friends, this is me Abhinas, and today we'll be solving a very interesting problem. This problem was asked by Amazon, and in this question, we are having a dice with m faces numbered from 1 to m. We need to find the number of ways to get a given sum x with k throws, right? And x is basically equal to the summation of values on each face, right? Values written on each face when all the dices are thrown. That means when the dice is thrown k times. Okay, so let's basically understand the question. If you are a little bit in doubt, let's understand this question in very simple way. Let's say we are having a dice with faces. Total faces is equal to 4. So that means in each side we have the number written on it, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? We have total 4 sides. And let's say along with that we are also having a given sum. Okay, so that is 4. I'll tell you that what is the given sum, what is the significance of it right here in this question. And here we are having k equal to 2. So the k is basically total number of throws. So that means how many time I will throw the dice, right? So that is the significance of k right here. All right. So as you can see that we need to throw the dice twice. So so let's say when I throw the dice, okay, when I throw the dice, it will give me some value, isn't it? It could be from 1 to m. As m is equal to 4, so it could give me from 1 to 4, isn't it? So let's say in the first throw I get 1 is the result. Okay, and okay, in the first throw I get 1. So let's throw it again because I have to throw it twice. um, Once, when I throw it once, it gives me let's say 1, and in the second trial it gives me, let's say, 1 again. Okay, so this is one possibility, right? When I throw the dice twice, so this is one of the possibility that I get. But this is not the only one, right? There can be multiple, I would say, possibility, right? Let's say the another possibility is in the first trial I get 1, in the second trial I get 2, and so on and so forth. In the first trial I get 2, and in the second trial I get 1. So if I look at each and every possibility, so these are multiple, these are so many. But out of all this possibility, i just need to I just need to count those possibility which will give me the given sum, the value, the sum which is equal to the given sum. So what is that sum? The sum is basically uh, the face numbers, okay, in that possibility. So let's say in the first, if you will see the first possibility, so that is basically 1 comma 1. So if I will sum them up, it will give me 2, right? Isn't it? So in the same way, if I will go on summing all the possibility, so some of the possibilities will give me 4, isn't it? And the 4 is basically the given sum. So we are just asked here that how many of them in the given possibility list are giving me the given sum, that is 4. So there are only three possibilities. So guys, this is the answer, which is 3. We need to return 3 to the question is basically asking us to return the total number of ways, which is 3 right here. Okay, I hope you get the question in a very fundamental way. So now I just want you to look at the diagram that I have drawn for you. So basically, see, I'll be explaining the same example right here, uh, but here we will be understanding the fundamentals of this question, that how to solve it, right? So as you already know that we are having a dice of 4 faces, and total number of throws, that is t, is 2 right here, and the sum is basically 4. Okay, all right. So let's say in the very beginning, okay, in the very beginning of the algorithm, I will call it algorithm, right? Let's say in the very beginning of the algorithm, we got total number of throws, that is 2, and the sum which is given to us initially, that is 4, isn't it? and these are the possibilities that I can get when I throw the dice, right? Once or twice or thrice and so many, you know, so on and so forth. Let's I would say let's throw it once, right? As I have total throws, or k is equal to 2, let's throw it once. When I throw it once, the total number of throw will reduce by 1 because I have already thrown it. So that is 1. It will it will be 1 now. So what is the sum now? The sum was initially 4, but I, let's say, get 1 in this time, right? This time when I throw the dice, let's say I get 1. Okay, out of all this 4 sides, I get the side value which is 1. So now the sum is basically 4 minus 1, that is 3, isn't it? Now, as I have got this particular state, I just have reached this particular state. Let's try to propagate it further. Okay, when I, let's say, when I'm trying to propagating it further, I see that, yeah, I got the k. Now there is only one possibility, that there is only one trial left, right? Because initially there was 2 trials, but now there is only one trial left. So now let's try to throw it. So when I throw it, let's say I again encounter a 1. Okay, when I again encounter 1, then there are total zero trials left now, isn't it? And the sum is now 3 minus 1, that is 2, right? So as I get 2, that means my the given sum was not I did not get the given sum, isn't it? So how can I say that the given sum was not got? So that means, see, what I get basically, in the first trial I get 1, in the second trial I also get 1. So that means when I sum them off, it will give me 2, not 4, right? So this is what I'm saying. So okay, so as I failed right here, let's try another possibility. So let's say that in this time I have encountered 2. In the second, I mean, when the dice is thrown twice, in the second chance, second trial, let's say I get 2 instead of 1. So what could be the scene after that? So after that, the total number of trials left with me is 0 again, isn't it? Because it is after the second trial, right? I'm talking about. And the total sum now will be 3 minus 2, that is 1, isn't it? Because in the first trial I got 1, and in the second trial I got 2, right? So total is 3. So that means only 1 left. So this is the second value right here, within this brackets, is basically denoting the left values. Okay, what is left? So as this is giving me 3, and this is giving me 3, right? And total sum which was given to me initially was 4. So what is the difference? That is 1. So 1 is left, right? So I could not make it, right? So let's try another possibility. So if you will notice, let's say in the second trial I get 3 instead of 1 and 2. So if I will get 3, then again my total number of throws left is 0, isn't it? Because this is after the second trial, and the sum is now, look at the interesting thing. The sum is now 3 minus 3, that is 0, isn't it? So how that how that happened? So initially I had found 1, and now let's say I got 3. So by summing them up, it will give me 4, which is the given sum. So I would say count it, and we'll try for another possibility, right? And when I find the another possibility, so that is 4. Let's say you know I get 4 in the next round, in the next trial, instead of 1, 2, and 3. So if I'll find that 4, so total number of trials left with me is now 0, isn't it? And what is the sum? The sum is now 3 minus 4, that is minus 1. Okay. Why? Because In the first time I get 1, in the second time let's say I get 4, so that is 5, which is exceeded, the given sum, right? So that means I could not make it now as well, isn't it? In the same way, we'll try to propagate all the possibilities, right? And we'll see that which are those, I would say, the pairs. The pairs is basically this, right? 0 comma minus 1, 0 comma 0, where 0 is the total number of trials left and 1 is the left sum. Okay, all right, so in this way we'll solve the problem, right? I hope it is pretty clear to you guys. So now let's try to solve this, right? Okay, let me quickly write it. All right, so let's say the total number of faces are, let's say, 4. Okay, and uh, okay, and total number of k means total number of trials, right? The total number of trials are, let's say, 2, and the given sum is basically 4, right? I'm just trying to I'm trying to run it for the sample test case, right? And let's say there is a function which will print the total number of total number of ways, right? So let's say get ways, all right? Um, and let's pass the faces, the given sum, and k. Okay, cool. All right. So let's write the function. So faces, given sum, and k. Okay. Now, one thing to notice is that as we are going to write a recursive function, we need to address the base condition right here, isn't it? Okay. So tell me when should I, let's go to the diagram. Oh, yeah. Tell me when should I count that, yeah, this is one, this is the way, right? I found a way when the sum is basically 4. When I could say that when both of them are 0, right? There is no other possibilities left. I mean, there is no other trials left, and along with that, the sum is also 0. In that case, I can say that, yeah, this is one way. And what about these things? What about these things? So these things, or I can say these things, when there are no more total I would say trials left, and there is still some remaining, right, left over. So in that case, I should I propagate it further? No. Why? Because it is it is left behind. Okay? So in that case, it is just saying me that uh, all the trials are left, and we still did not able to I would say create the given sum, right? Or did not able to make the given sum. So right here we just need to return 0, isn't it? And right here we just need to return 1, because I got a count. Okay, so in this way we'll try to solve it. So basically what I told you, that let's say the k is basically 0, and the given sum which is left is now also 0. Okay, so in this case I'll return 1, and when this is the base condition 2, right? And this is 1. Okay, so in this case, if I notice that there is no more trial left, right, and there is still something left behind. Okay, I can call it like, if k is 0, or let's say the given sum is negative, right? Negative means like, okay. If the given sum is negative, right, it could be happen, I would say, let's say there is term, there is, like some trials left, but here the given sum is less than zero, right? So I cannot make it positive after, even after propagating it. How? Because the total number of phases are always positive. It is from 0 to m. Okay. When I add it, it could not be positive anymore, right? So when I see that, okay, the given sum is zero right now, so in that note I should step back. So right here I will return zero, and after, and this will be revised for all this possibility, right? So I will run the loop for all the possibilities. I'll check, right? And okay, let's create an answer, or I will call it ways. Let's say it is zero. Let's initialize it by zero, and let's call the same function for, finding out each and every possibility. And for, let's say in the first, as you can see in the diagram, this is what I had initially, right? 2 comma 4. But when i when I have thrown the dice once, then I assumed that, yeah, maybe let's say when I get 1 as the answer, what could be the state now, right? So let's say this is the state, that is 1 comma 3. So after getting this, I will again assume that, okay, uh, let's say, again I will throw it. Let's say I again, find 1 is the answer. Then what could be the answer? And in the same way, I'll try to propagate it when, you know until the base condition are met, right? So so for every calls, I'll try to find given some minus I, right? So every time, whatever the whatever the phase that I'm getting is the next, I would say, trial. I will try to I would say, the current sum will now be current sum minus that phase that I have encountered right now, right? So that is why I just have, in the next call, I'll try to decrease it by I times. So I is basically the phase number, right? And what is the k right now? See, every time when I will call to the next function, I'll try to decrease the k by once, because right here in this current state, I'm assuming that I am currently drawing, right? I'm currently, you know, I'm currently having that opportunity to draw you know, the dice once again, right? So that is why we'll try to reduce it by 1. I hope it is pretty clear to you. And if you still have any doubt, you can simply, comment below with your specific doubts. And here we will return the ways. Okay, cool guys. So this is the solution, and let's run it. Cool. So it is basically, returning us 3, which is the, correct answer basically. And okay, so there is one problem. There is one problem when I basically increase this value. For example, let's say this is 10 raised to 4, this is 10 raised to 2, this is 10 raised to 4 again. So it will not going to work. Why? Let me tell you. Let me tell you the problem, that why it will not going to work. Notice guys, when we when we are trying to propagate it, we have some, I would say, some states, right? And for each state we are trying to propagate it further, or we just have to solve it right now, isn't it? So basically, in simple words, we are solving each states or each nodes. I would say it. So basically, so as you can see, I have just solved these many states right now, and I did not solve this particular state till now, right? So when I will try to explore it, I will get something like this, right? This is 1 comma 2, and here I'll get 0 comma 1 and 0 comma 0 and so on and so forth. Notice that I have already got 0 comma 1 right here, okay? And I am again trying to recalculate or recompute these things. So there, that is simply meaning is that we are having many sub problems here as well, right? So instead of solving the same sub problem again, we can save it, and we can use it when the same sub problem will the same subproblem would be encountered sometimes. So basically, for that, let's say we'll use dynamic programming right here. All right. Let's say there are total 10 raised to 4, right? The size would be 10 raised to 4. Let's say this is the upper bound, right? And 10 raised to 4, let's fill it with -1. Okay. And along with the call, let's pass it. Okay. Factor of factor, cool. Let's call it TP. Perfect. So in the first base case, I'm returning 1 when both of them are 0. Either of, when the k is 0, total number of trials left is 0, but still there are some, given sum, or the given sum is lesser than 0. In that case, I'm returning 0. One more case will be there. Okay. So perfect. So basically, for each and every given sum and k, I am trying to, calculating it, right? I'm trying for, see, for each given sum and k, these two are actually reducing, right? These two are actually reducing. The number of faces are remaining constant. So I will use that opportunity. I will use this opportunity in, these two values in my DP, right? So instead of returning ways, I'll return ways, no doubt, but I will first store it somewhere, then will return that result. So that whenever I would encounter the same subproblem after some time, I should not recompute it. Instead, I can simply use that value is the result, and in the current subproblem, right? So this is basically, I would say, k and given sum, right? Cool. So I just have stored the result. Okay. And as I have stored the result, so any sub problem, any, for any, I would say, state which is containing the given sum and k, some k that is still unexplored. I mean, which has still not been explored. So in that case, the DP of k and given sum will be, -1, -1, isn't it? But when I have already saved the results in the DP, in the DP, I would say the factor. So, and I have again found that k and given sum in the DP after some time. That means I just have encountered the same subproblem again to compute it. So in that case, it will never be going to -1. It has some value, right? In that case, I will simply going to return whatever the value it has, isn't it? So in this line, I'm trying to avoid recomputation, right? Because I am trying to use the stored value, right here when the same subproblem are supposed to be recomputed, right? All right, guys. So this is the enhancement of the previous approach. So I hope it is pretty clear to you. Let's run it again. Let's run it again to see whether it is working or not. Okay, there is some issues. Okay, so basically the issue is nothing but we just missed to pass the DP right here in the call. Okay, so let's try to run it again. Yeah, and it is also giving me 3. So guys, this is the solution. I hope you liked this video, and this is one of the very famous and typical, I would say, dynamic programming problem. And if you have liked this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button when I'm publishing or posting some new videos. You should have the very first access to it. And please try to share these videos with your friends, colleagues, so that it would be very helpful for me. So thank you guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, please.